honestly. So today we're just gonna be talking about Elizabethan Era fashion, and basically we're just gonna give you both about it itself and about why you should never go out wearing this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like, you'll see some of these pictures of people, and you just think, like, why would you even dress like this? Like, sumptuary laws, like, just violate them. I mean,
Exactly.
for real.
So basically, we're gonna go through the lower, the middle, and the upper class today, and give you a bit information about that. And by the end of this show, you should be experts on how people dress.
Alright, so the first picture we have is of a lower class citizen, and, yeah, so he is, he's dressed like you can see on the screen, and, I mean, we were just thinking, like, why does he have so much food?
Exactly, he's covered in it, and that is completely wrong, because in those times, and this is a bit of background information,
Yeah.
the lower class citizens did not have much food to use.
Yeah, I mean, like,
it was not like it's not like they had a lot. This is extremely a lot of food.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I was thinking the same thing, and, like, he's not really dressed for winter, I mean.
Yeah, I think he's wearing one double and a very thin hat. I mean, and let's just talk about that hat. It is not.
It's not fashionable.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, it looks like a straw hat, and that's just, honestly, it just does not go with his situation and what he's dressed in. Like, his double is black and red, and the hat just does not fit.
Yeah, he doesn't match, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's go into our second picture, which is another lower class picture, and this is a group of about 7 people. Or 8 actually, 8 people, and so now you can see the difference between the men and the women, and you can definitely tell, especially with some of these men, especially the one on the right in brown, that they are wearing these weird leg clothing called knickers.
I mean,
these are very unfashionable.
Yeah, like knickers, like, oh man, and then they wear their knee-high socks.
It just does not go.
Man, I mean, they look like someone from like the. You know, what are they called? The Shakespeare plays.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, like, why would they even wear clothes like that?
It looks very, very bad. Horrid. And, actually, you can also tell that all of these men are wearing hats. And, there are actually many different types of hats. There are, top hats, and then there's a couple different ones. And, hats were very fashionable during the Elizabethan era.
Yeah, they indicated your social status.
Yeah, exactly.
So
some of these hats were used to say, okay, I am actually wealthy, and so people would know that just by looking at you.
Yeah.
And this actually was throughout each class. They were as Logan said before, sumptuary laws, which basically defined, there were strict guidelines about what you could wear, so that people could know who you are just by looking at you.
Yeah, it was like a strong indicator by, like, if you were poor, middle class, or upper class, just by what clothing you wear. They dictated what color clothes, what materials, fabric, everything like that you could wear, which is stupid.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, it's it kind of makes a bit of sense, but at the same time, it's okay, these people do not look good.
Oh, yeah.
You should definitely give them some new guidelines.
Yeah, so, before the show, Ananth was talking to me about the girl in the green. I think he has a crush on her, so...
Yeah, sure.
We should get him her number, right?
Sure.
Yeah. Alrighty.
So
let's move on to the middle class.
Yep.
So, the first picture of the middle class you're gonna see...
on your screen, it's a woman, and she's in a purple dress, and as you can see, she is wearing a ruffled neck collar, and actually that is called a ruff, and it was brought in by Queen Elizabeth, and Queen Elizabeth was the main influence on fashion during this time, and she basically took over, and the fashion, and everybody basically followed her, especially in the upper and middle classes. And as you can see, she's wearing a very tight waist
Yeah, corset. Yeah.
And basically that was like the look.
Yeah,
the tight
they wore
waist.
they wore those so they'd get the proper silhouette.
And then also you can see is that there's around her shoulders there are like the circular like puffed out parts, and that was basically a lot of the clothing in the middle and upper classes were influenced by math and geometry because of the great advancements that were being made at that time. For example, John Dee and Marsilio Ficino were making terrific discoveries during that time, and so that influenced how people dressed and the way it was. So, as you can see, it's more like
it's a lot more shapes.
Yeah,
you know?
definitely more shapes instead of like a more natural look.
Yeah, I mean, like, I say some of the girls should wear that dress to prom. Wouldn't you agree?
Definitely.
I mean, everyone would be checking them out. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
I would say every day this would just not look good. If you look at it, I mean, who would want to go out and dress and walk in the...
I mean, you can also kind of see
with
that
this.
women back then weren't considered worthy for like work, because I mean, obviously you wouldn't wear like a dress like that to work if you were gonna go out and like
and work in a factory or something. So
not a factory, you idiot.
like something like that, like in the fields.
Yeah.
Wherever you were going.
Yeah.
So and then this next one is a. Let's see if I can get it up. This is the second middle class one, and this is a man. And
Ugh. Is he wearing a a skirt?
He's wearing knickers again, and as you can kind of get a better close up on this, is that these are not very fashionable at all. They do not look good at all, and I mean, then that collar is just not.
Oh my
It
God,
just
I can't
does
even
not.
look at him.
It does not. It's not a very good look, and
No.
you can definitely see that by this picture.
Yeah.
I mean, but you can also tell that this guy is, he would be able to
the middle class
go and work instead of like.
Yeah, the middle class was it was they were trying to follow the trends of the upper class, but there were strict restrictions to what they could wear, so that they would maintain their social structures, and yeah, so the middle class tended to be of like rich like landowners. So, I mean, he's dressed like, honestly I would never wear that, but like he's dressed like what they'd be considered, you know, royalty like, you know.
And so this is our next one, and this is where we start to get
or
into,
upper class like.
Yeah, and this is where we start to get into the upper class, and this one is a woman, and this is royalty, and oh my God, is she like dressed? Look
I mean,
at this.
like,
It's
yeah,
ridiculous.
Like,
she's like,
I mean, dude, that
overdoing
photo is like,
that ruff in the back is just humongous. And then you can also see that another type of look was your shirt would go up to the top of your bosom. So therefore, like, it gave like a more seductive look, and so that was another big thing, is that look.
mm-hmm.
And then you can definitely see is that corset is like, it's closing in on her. And
I mean, I'm surprised she didn't die. Like, I mean, if you look at the picture, it's like, I mean, just for like a proper silhouette, I mean, it's crazy, man.
Yeah, it is. It really is. So yeah, she's very overdressed. It does not look good. You can definitely see that.
I mean, it looks like a quilt or something that was kind of all like knit together. It looks like a rug, you know? Like, you'd go to like one of those stores and like you'd see like those fancy rugs. That's what that reminds me of.
And also, it just does not. It's not a natural look.
Yeah.
It's like it's like
like
thin, and then it just goes like
Yeah.
out, and it just does not look
Yeah.
good. You would not want to go out in something like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not very comfortable either. Because I mean,
Exactly.
imagine like sitting down and then like, I mean, like standing up. Just like your mobility is limited either way, you know.
Exactly. So then our last image is of a man during this time, and this person is he's dressed more knightly. He has that
for sure.
He has that sword kind of thing in front of him, and then we can kind of see that he is dressed a bit more elaborately than the woman,
Mhm.
and this basically indicated that this was the peacock age. And so the peacocks, if you know about the birds, the peacocks, the men tend to be more beautiful than the women peacock or the female peacocks. So this is what they called that age, because the men, in order to like get women or to sway women, and also to like if they went to courts, the jury would be able to see them and see, oh, they look really nice. And
Yeah.
that, I mean, obviously even nowadays it's like you can tell that someone's dressing and they're actually like trying to win, and then it also like subconsciously gives you a bit more it kind of influences you a little bit.
It influences the person's opinion.
Yeah, definitely. And so you can kind of see that the men dress more elaborately, and this was called the peacock age because that. And also he's wearing yellow clothing, and that was like a bright color, so all the bright colors would fall to the upper class.
Yeah.
And so
I mean, I agree with you there, because like the peasants were only allowed to wear like dull colors because bright colors were considered elegant, therefore too expensive for the common person to afford. So they were reserved for royalty.
So yeah, and with that, that's the end of our show today.
Yeah.
So if you learned something, just
Donate us some money.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, yeah, like
any amount will do, only if it's above $20.
yeah, like we won't take anything else.
Yeah, we'll just send it back to you.
Yeah.
Actually, we might not. We'll keep it,
yeah.
but we won't acknowledge it.
Yeah. I mean, like, we definitely wouldn't send you any, like, signed photo or anything.
Yeah.
I mean, of us.
So, if you'd like to contact us, email us at Elizabethan Era.
Alright, he's just trying to joke with you guys. That's really the end of our show today.
So,
Alright, see you guys later.